Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
Are more strike targets to come? The UAW chief is set to update the membership tomorrow, but he has a few things to say tonight. Tomorrow, the unprecedented strike against all three Detroit automakers is going to enter its fourth week. Thanks for being with us. I'm Kimberly Gill.
I'm Devin Skillian. Off the top at 11, the countdown on now until tomorrow morning's social media update from Shawn Fain. According to sources, that update will have substantive bargaining updates included. Mara McDonald live in Wayne tonight with what workers are walking the line, what they're thinking about ahead of what's coming tomorrow.
I can tell you after talking to numerous workers who have been walking the picket line that they don't think that any tentative agreements are going to be announced today. As a matter of fact, they think it's going to be more strike targets. They did, however, think what Shawn Fain did on Thursday night was pretty funny. Let me show you. Drenched, but still out here walking the line outside Ford's Michigan Assembly in Wayne. They're eager to hear what Shawn Fain has to say tomorrow afternoon. And yes, they got a kick out of this. Shawn Fain posting on Twitter tonight comparing the three auto companies to The Bachelor TV program. Did you guys see what he put up on Twitter today?
Yes, I did see that, and it was funny. He is hilarious.
Fain's taken some flack for his style, but for the most part, it's truly endeared him to his membership. Tonight, these workers tell me they think he'll call more strike targets tomorrow. And while nobody is excited about being out here in the rain, they're still all in.
At the end of the day, this is working people, and that's 90% of the population versus these people who think that we don't deserve our cut when we've worked the hardest.
We've seen a flurry of bargaining talks this week. Ford came up with a new offer on Tuesday. GM offered up a counter offer on Thursday. The big question is, what are the details of these offers? Shawn Fain has been very good about providing the membership with the nitty-gritty. That's what they're expecting to hear this afternoon. We are in Wayne. I'm Mara McDonald, Local 4.
All right, Mara, and we are going to be streaming that announcement live tomorrow afternoon on Local 4 Plus. Christy McDonald will handle our coverage starting at 2 p.m. and then be sure you're with us here on the air starting on First at 4.
All right, time now for a check of the weather. It was a rainy Thursday across Metro Detroit.
Get over to Kim Adams with a look at the rest of the night and a preview. We can start to see the weekend from here, Kim.
Well, the rain has started to quiet down just a little bit. We've got a few sprinkles here and there in northern Macomb County, right around Richmond, Romeo. A couple sprinkles, light showers moving over to Port Huron, eventually to Marine City. But it's dry now in Fraser, Sterling Heights, in Warren. If you're in West Bloomfield, it's also dry there. But a couple of light showers right now in Northville and in Plymouth. So we'll continue to see the showers come to an end over the next couple of hours, leaving us with a dry morning commute. There might still be some water on the roads from tonight, but otherwise shouldn't be any problems for your morning commute. 65 degrees at Metro now, low 60s in Mount Clemens, 61 in Pontiac and Ann Arbor, and 62 in Howell. It is 10 degrees cooler right now in downtown Detroit than it was at the same time yesterday, 9 degrees cooler in Pontiac, and we're not done there. It's going to get much colder over the weekend. But for tomorrow, not too bad. We'll get a little sunshine throughout the day. Temperatures will be in the upper 60s. Different story, though, for the weekend when we have to start talking about wind chills in the 30s. We'll do that if you're sure you want to coming up.
Okay, Kim, thank you. New tonight, a 16-year-old is in the hospital after Detroit police say he accidentally shot himself. Happened around 4:30 today on Russell Street near East 7 Mile and I-75. Police are unsure how he shot himself, but we're told he is in temporary serious condition tonight.
Meantime, the father of an 8-year-old boy who was shot in the head has now been charged with 4 counts of second-degree child abuse. 27-year-old Kayvon Barrett is expected to be arraigned on those charges. Prosecutors say the boy found the loaded handgun and pulled the trigger. At last word, still in critical condition in the hospital.
New information tonight about a man police want to talk to about a violent murder in Inkster. It comes after a 34-year-old man was found stabbed to death inside his garage. Jacqueline Francis joins us with what we're learning about this person of interest.
Although it took 10 days to find the body during a welfare check, there may have been clues about what happened. One neighbor telling us he found a bloody knife on his front porch the day of the alleged stabbing. Inkster police are looking for this man, 40-year-old Yanko Romero, a person of interest in a deadly stabbing. The victim, a 34-year-old man, was found dead in his garage Tuesday night, but police believe the stabbing happened 10 days earlier on September 23rd. They discovered the body after being called to the house for a welfare check.
Right now, investigators are trying to determine a motive for this crime and locate an individual that is a person of interest.
Police say his roommate is a person of interest, releasing more recent photos of Romero taken from doorbell video. Neighbors stunned after living next door to the two men for years.
They were nice guys. I just was shocked. I thought somebody came and did something to them, but when I really found out the story, I was just really shocked about it.
On the day of the alleged stabbing, another neighbor said they found a bloody knife on their front porch and their front window was broken. That same day, police say Romero was taken to the hospital. At the time, he was not a person of interest because police were not aware of the stabbing. Romero has not been seen or heard from since he was released from the hospital on September 26.
We're not sure of his location at this time, but it is imperative that we get him in custody for questioning. We need to talk with this individual.
Yanko Romero also has ties to the Fort Myer, Florida area. Anyone with information about his whereabouts should call Inkster Police, or you can submit tips anonymously by calling 1-800-SPEAK-UP. Reporting in Inkster, Jacqueline Francis, Local 4.
Jacqueline, thank you. An emotional day in court for the family of Egypt Covington.
3 men convicted of murder are going to spend years behind bars after pleading guilty. Shane Evans had already pleaded guilty. Today, it was Shannon Groom and Timothy Moore who faced the judge. Groom got 17 to 25 years for his role. Moore, 20 to 55. In court, Covington's father had the final word for Groom and Moore.
The story that's been told is they wanted a quick marijuana score. No one would be home. They went to the wrong door. Oops, is what the text message said. My daughter's life was reduced to an oops.
Egypt Covington was in her Sumter Township home in July of 2017 when 3 men burst in looking to steal marijuana. They were in the wrong unit. It is still unclear why they shot and killed Covington. But again, those prison terms now handed down for all 3 who pleaded guilty.
A man from Pontiac is killed after he's struck by a pickup truck driven by an Oakland County Sheriff's Office detective. The 58-year-old man was using a non-crosswalk on Walton Boulevard near Circle Drive in Pontiac last night around 9:20. Sheriff's deputies say he was struck by a 2022 Chevrolet Silverado. The detective was apparently on his way home from work and driving a county vehicle when the crash happened. The investigation is ongoing. Mel Tucker's Title IX hearing concludes a day early after he doesn't appear.
Yeah, Tucker's attorney says the former football coach cannot attend because of what they're referring to as a serious medical condition. We don't know what that is. They did reveal what they call new evidence in the harassment case that led to his termination at Michigan State. Purpose of the hearing was to look into the allegations from a well-known educator and advocate against sexual violence.
The new claims from Tucker's attorneys are outlined in an email that's 106 pages long, and it spends time attacking the credibility of the alleged victim, Brenda Tracy. It was sent to the Board of Trustees and MSU's interim president, alleging their investigation was incomplete. It includes alleged text messages between the alleged victim, Tracy, and a friend. The email does not detail how Tucker's team obtained those messages. The administrative hearing officer now has 20 days to issue findings. After that, both parties have 10 days to file an appeal.
One of Northern Michigan's most unique tourism spots hit by burglars. Staff at the Mystery Spot in St. Ignace said someone stole a number of items out of the shop during a break-in. Not certain yet what specifically was taken, but the Mystery Spot is closed while the Mackinac County Sheriff's Department investigates.
The USS Detroit is officially decommissioned. It's an 18-year early retirement for the warship, which was meant to have a service life of 25 years. The USS Detroit, the 7th in its class, cost about $440 million when built in Marinette, Wisconsin, which is just across the Menominee River from the UP. In her final months on the water, the ship was involved in anti-narcotics missions and used to help seize nearly 900 kilos of cocaine.